Hi there, Darcy Bastarache, and I am the branch manager up in beautiful York, Maine. I traveled down here to our corporate office headquarters in Connecticut to make you Butternut Squash Bisque today. We're going to start with a butternut squash. You want to peel the butternut squash and cut it in half and take the seeds out. We can actually cut all of the ingredients into pretty big chunks. We've got 2 celery sticks. Again, cut off the ends. I've already washed these. I'm going to cut them into some pieces. Then I'm going to cut my onion and cut that right into chunks here as well. And then we have an apple. I use a Granny Smith apple because it gives it a little bit more tartness. So we're going to quickly just peel the apple. You're just going to want to cut along the core so that you don't get any seeds. And just cut it, again, like I said, into chunks. The other thing that we're going to put into this soup is an herb bouquet. I took thyme, I took sage, I took cinnamon sticks, and some bay leaf. I wrapped it with some twine so that it's easy to pull out at the very end. We're going to use 3/4 of a stick of butter to saute our vegetables. So we'll put those right in the pan. So we want to have this on low. First, we're going to add the onion to it. And then we'll add the celery and the apple and the butternut squash. We're going to let the butter melt, and we're going to see these start to coat with the butter. So I've smashed my garlic. I'll take the end part of the garlic right off. And then I'm just going to finely chop the garlic. So we'll add that garlic right in. We'll add our bouquet that we made. Now that those are sauteed a little bit, we'll take some wine, as much as you kind of want. Once the wine reduces down, you're going to add 1 box of chicken stock. Add that right to the soup. I do use salted chicken stock, so I'll add just a little bit right now. At the very end, I'll taste it and make sure that I have enough salt in it. Add a little bit of pepper. Cover it and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. So while we're letting our soup simmer, we're gonna make some little bread points. We're gonna make a sweet and savory topping for the bread. We have some ground sage. We have a little bit of garlic salt. We've got a little bit of brown sugar, and we're going to use the rest of that stick of butter that we used. I've already melted the butter in here. What you would do is put a little bit of that brown sugar, a little bit of that garlic salt, and then that sage. You want to cut your bread as thinly as you possibly can to make it nice and crispy once we broil it. We're going to mix up our savory mixture. We're just going to spread it. And then we'd put these on a pan, put them under the broiler at about 450 or so, and keep an eye on it because you don't want them to get too toasty. So it's a matter of opening it up and finding that bouquet, which is right here. And we'll use our immersion blender to blend up the soup. Sometimes you have to lift it a little bit to get all the pieces underneath. Now that we have the soup fully blended, it's nice and smooth, and we're gonna add the cream to make it into that bisque. You're gonna want your burner off at this point because the cream could curdle. Just adding a little bit of cream and constantly stirring to get that nice swirl effect. We use about 1/2 to 3/4 of the container. This looks like to be the right color. Make sure that you taste the soup. We want to adjust with salt and pepper. I'm a salty girl, so I'm going to add a little bit more salt. My husband's a pepper guy, so I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. Very easy plating. We're going to simply ladle a good 2 scoops into the bowl. We're going to add a small dollop of sour cream on top just to give it that extra tang. And lastly, our toast points that we cooked. Enjoy!